Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. That's where we're at right now. First Warn 5 meteorologist Greg Bennett here. It's been a while since we've actually activated a discussion, meteorologically speaking, for us here around Kansas City, but I think it's well worthwhile, especially what's on deck and what's been on deck for us for the past 24 hours. So let's first and foremost show you a shot of, one of the highways out there. I want to show you this. We're finally starting to see dissipation of some incredible low visibility. Foggy conditions had ensued early this morning and has really wreaked some havoc on the roadways for extremely low visibility. But at the same time, we have also been dealing with some significant cold conditions, and that has provided us an opportunity for some of that fog to transition to more of a freezing fog scenario, meaning that what you have is fog, which is typically water vapor, and what happens is that water vapor actually continues to be water vapor even below the freezing mark. However, if it comes into contact with maybe another water vapor molecule, or perhaps it touches the ground, or perhaps it gets involved with your vehicle or touches an overpass, it immediately would start to freeze. And that's exactly what we had to deal with this morning. Not only that, we've also been monitoring some mist as well that has been freezing over. And some of you actually reached out to us on social media, my particular social media page, Greg Bennett Weather Guy, and said, "Hey, Greg, think Zona Rosa is snowing out there." Even Shane Kanicki downstairs said the northern side looked like it was snowing. Very brief out there, but however, it seemed to have been more of a mist that actually started to freeze over and created more of an ice crystal that made it seem like we were seeing some snow showers or some weak light dusting across the area. It just goes to show you that we definitely have kind of the atmosphere for kind of a wild weather ride today. So I want to get involved with several different things because we've got big things on deck for us. Obviously, the fog has been a concern, and the good news is we are seeing a lot of dissipation from that. I'm going to actually start bringing that up. You can see that really the eastern side, the Missouri side of the metro, is starting to see much better visibility. However, we are still very low out there, especially involved to the northwestern side of the loop off around KCI and Interstate 29, Leavenworth in Leavenworth County. Even portions of Lansing are going to be under a mile's worth of visibility still, and that is a big threat for us as we're driving down those highways, right? We got K70, we got 70 there, obviously 435. You want to take it slower. Obviously, what we have right now is daylight, so you don't need the headlights on, but at least the running lights. That way, at least those tail lights can be seen as cars get closer to you in this lower visibility. That is something that we want. We want to be able to be seen to the best of our abilities in these lower kind of conditions to see because of the foggy conditions out there. But this is looking to lift as we make it on into lunchtime, and I'm happy to say that. We do have dense fog advisories that is still in place for us, but the good news is we are still looking to lift those dense fog advisories at around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So then we go into something a little bit more how you say, impactful, I guess, and that's going to be first warns on deck for wintry mix and then big snow shower events, all right? So we've been talking about this all morning long. Friday, Monday, and Tuesday are now under first warns, and more of a Monday and Tuesday we're really watching out for here in the First Warn 5 Weather Center and at KCTV5 just in general. This is a very large low pressure system that we're tracking through from the West Coast, from California. It's going over the Sierra Nevada mountains. It goes over the Rockies, and in those locations we are already seeing winter storm watches and warnings because they're anticipating to see 14 or 9 to 14 inches of snow accumulation within a 24-hour time span. That same system is going to move through the Central Plains and rock us here to the Missouri River Valley around Monday into Tuesday. Now, we have got time on this, obviously, and it's something that we're going to be monitoring very close as we go through the next several days. I'm going to show you a couple of models. And this is why we're really concentrating on monitoring these models because we are starting to see consistency in the data when it comes down to what we've acquired from the atmosphere this morning, and then obviously taking that raw data and using it in separate different types of algorithms to produce these forecasts. That's why the GFS that you have here, that forecast track, that's the American model run. We use a European model run. We use a high resolution model run. We use an IBM model run. All of that takes different algorithms, different parts of that raw data, and it produces a prediction for us. And in this particular situation, we're starting to see consistency across all of these models for this snowfall event. This is Friday. Obviously, you can tell we've got a little bit of a rain-snow opportunity, and you can see how it transitions as we move forward into the day side to more of a wintry mix, and this is due to just where we are with the temperature. Now, granted, we do anticipate to still see flakes fly during the time of the day side, even though we get to upper 30s and maybe lower 40s, but sticking to the ground and accumulating snowfall, that's something that we're not necessarily going to see a whole lot of for our Friday and our Saturday. But we do have an opportunity for flurries and kind of a rain-snow opportunity overall. Let's move forward in the American model run past Sunday and get to that big area of low pressure. And you can see Monday early morning, this one wants to indicate starting off with a wintry mix around our western counties. It moves forward into around the afternoon where we start to bring in the flake flyage action, right? This could be just some light flurries or dustings. Then it gets to moderate snow showers. It continues through the afternoon, through the evening, clear into Tuesday morning, clear into Tuesday afternoon, where it finally starts to exit out. That's one of our models, okay? Now, this is an extended model run, meaning it does a good job predicting longer into the future. Our high resolution model, our IBM model, our national our NAM model, all of those are shorter models, meaning they're good to be out 48 hours or 72 hours, which unfortunately this particular storm system is not quite there yet. So let me go to the next one, which is our European model. That's another extended forecast model that we're good about watching out for this inclement weather. And this too is showing consistency just like the GFS or the American model run. It's a little bit different with the rain snow value here, but it's showing that we're having activity on Friday just as much as we're seeing with the other model run that we just showed you, the American model run. It's a little bit different. This one says it's more of a rain and snow mix rather than more snow than rain snow. As we move on into Saturday, it's the same situation. We get a little bit of flurry action, and then as we move forward into Monday, the large low pressure system enters. It enters in at 9 a.m. This one indicates that it could be snow showers up further north first with a rain-snow mix through the morning on Monday. By the time we make it into the afternoon, it's a wintry mix to snow showers within the viewing area. Into the overnight, heavier snow showers ensue, and it continues into our Tuesday morning. And finally, by the time we make it into the late afternoon and early evening, we finally get done with that snow shower opportunity. What this shows me as a meteorologist is we've got this low, we've got confidence that the low is going to impact the Missouri River Valley, and we're confident that we are going to be getting some form of frozen precipitation threat. Now, accumulation and how long it lasts over us, that is what is going to be up in the air all the way to literally the time that the low pressure system starts to interact with us, because the atmosphere changes in an instant. And it's constantly doing that. We could literally blink an eye and we could change a degree in the atmosphere that can alter the opportunity for snow amounts here to the metro, all right? So I want you to take that with a grain of salt when it comes down to snowfall amounts and the situation in intensity of this snowfall. That is going to be something that we'll have to continue to hone in on day by day every time we get an update, which is about every 3 hours right now. As we get closer to the actual storm system, it may be once an hour that we get new data that comes in, and we can adjust accordingly from there. But the fact of the matter is, we have got a good eye on this, and the eye says, hey, we've got a snow shower opportunity. We're also looking at high wind during this time frame. We could be seeing gusts at 25 to 35 miles per hour. If you accumulate that with snowfall, you get a bad situation for travel, whether that's going to be on the roads or whether that's going to be in the air. So flight delays, that's going to be something that we have to take into consideration. Trying to get yourself to work, potential for schools to be either canceled or perhaps at least postponed. That is something that we're all going to be starting to think about. Obviously, for KDOT and MoDOT, the opportunity to get ready with the snow plows and the brining and stuff like that, to organize for that is something that I think we're going to start seeing right now, because we've got better confidence for a snow event during this time frame. I'm going to show you snow accumulation forecasts, okay? Just to show you. I am not putting a lot of weight in this snowfall accumulation forecast models because of the fact the constant temperature in the atmosphere fluctuates literally second by second. And when it does that, we could see more snowfall, we could see less snowfall. That is why it is so difficult to predict how much snow an area is going to see, because the column of air above that location is constantly changing. But I'm going to show you the accumulation just to have some numbers in your head, just for you to be like, okay, maybe I should take this a bit serious. I know Greg is saying that, hey, take it with a grain of salt right now, but we've got an opportunity for accumulation. So I'm going to get that in there right now and show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Snowfall accumulation map. This is it right here. I'm going to go through Monday, and then I'm going to go into Tuesday. All right. So we're going to move forward. This is just Monday alone, And it's literally has changed 3 times since this morning. Since this morning at about 4:35 a.m., we were calling for 3.5 inches of accumulation for Monday alone. By the time we got to 6:30 in the morning, we were talking 2.9 inches of accumulation. Now, at this time, which is, where are we here? At 11 o'clock? 11 a.m., it's now calling for more of a 4 inches of accumulation for Monday alone. Now, from Monday to Tuesday, all right, this is what we're looking at. 9.3. So we go from 4 inches to 9.3, meaning we're looking at around another 5 to 5.2 inches of accumulation into Tuesday. That too has changed literally 3 times since this morning in different values. Overall, we've seen it at around 10.4, then I saw it at 9.6, and now we're seeing it at 9.3. All right, we're going to see this alteration literally every 3 hours. It's going to be a different number for us, which is why I am not putting much weight into these accumulation charts. However, it is good to see this and get a very rough idea of what we may have to deal with moving forward to next week. All right, just know that we are going to see some alterations here. And it is something that we're going to have to address accordingly. Be prepared to see at least some snowfall or winter inclement weather. Right now, the National Weather Service hasn't put anything up in regards to a winter storm watch or warning or advisory, and I don't intend for them to do so at least until we're about 48 or 72 hours out from the actual event. If we do see that, if we do get that update, and mind you, I am going to be on the horn, and so will the rest of our First Warn 5 meteorologists. We will be on the horn with the National Weather Service. If we get that information, we are going to let you know, and it's most likely that we will move accordingly to more of a first warn weather day if we get to a winter storm watch or warning within the area. All right, I'm not saying that's happening right now, but I want you to be aware that we are that honed in and really wanting to make sure that you guys stay safe. And of course, if we do that, we're going to give you the latest information, the latest data, and tell you what we expect to occur as professional meteorologists here at KCTV5. So that's where we're at right now. I want to go in and I want to check out what we've got on social media. There's a couple of people in here that are chit-chatting in. Drew always asking me about my wife's enchilada recipes, which is so sweet of you. Thank you. You're never going to get them. Ha, 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 ha. So sorry, Drew. But we've got Deborah here, and she mentioned that she does miss Casey so much. except when this stuff happens. It's definitely something that she doesn't appreciate across the heartland here in the city of Fountains. I like that. The other thing that I've got is, let's see, someone commented on a snow day baby. That's Miranda Dean. And you know what? That might occur. That might be a snow day for the kiddos out there. That could be the situation. Could be something that you may not be able to get to work yourself. But I've got to tell you, we've got a lot of time to hone in on this, and there could be a lot of alterations. We could have this drop all the way to 2 inches of accumulation for Monday to Tuesday. We could have this hold at 9.3. I mean, that's how much that we could see the atmosphere and the air temperature change above the Missouri River Valley. It constantly changes, which would alter frozen precipitation values. This is why it is so extremely difficult to pinpoint how much snowfall you will receive in a given area with a winter storm system, okay? So that's what I got on deck. That's what we have to talk about. There was a lot there to discuss. And mind you, we're going to be on deck with this. We've got First Warn 5 meteorologist Savannah Tennyson. She's going to be in on the day side and the evening. She's going to have the updates for you. I'm going to be back in the morning hours tomorrow morning to give you those updates. Obviously, I'm going to have updates, brand new updates, mind you, at noon. Literally within an hour, I'm going to have new values. That's just a given. Okay, and it is something that we're just going to have to continue to track, to monitor, and to adjust accordingly. I mean, that's just all there is to it here. It's definitely something that once we get closer to the event, we'll have much better, more viable information to the atmosphere that could give us a better idea of snowfall accumulation during this time frame. All right, let's see. Is Janae going to be coming in with any kind of information? No. We've got a Chiefs presser coming up. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal because that low pressure system, mind you, is coming from California around the same day that our Chiefs are actually playing the Chargers in Inglewood, California. And then it tracks over to our neck of the woods by Monday. I mean, that's kind of wild. But we've got a presser coming up. I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to show you a live visual of the plaza right now, looking much better, less foggy conditions, less freezing mist. But remember, friends, we will be watching out for that winter storm. And if we get new data, we will let you know about it.